Hello, Mid-Michigan, and welcome to a blustery Beal City ball field as I open up the window here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. And it was originally scheduled for a 4:15, 4 o'clock start. Got moved up to a 3:30. So, yeah, we're going to come on there right around 3:15, 3:20. Well, both teams have already done their infield warm-up, so it's going to be an abbreviated Woods Household pregame show here as well. What am I going to do? Go tell the umpire to hold up for a little bit for the pregame show? I don't think that would work out very, very well. But it's the Beal City Aggies coming in at 17-7. Lake City coming in at 7-15. Beal City with a chance to wrap up yet another Highland Conference championship. I believe it's over 20 in a row now. I'll put it this way. Every player that's alive on this Beal City Aggie baseball team, they have never witnessed their team not win the Highland Conference. They're going to pull it off again. I believe they've already got over a two-game lead, so even if they split here with Lake City today, they should be in good shape. But the meeting of the minds is happening right now at home plate. Coach Eubanks from Lake City. Go through that lineup for Beal City here real quick, and then we'll set it out to a commercial break and probably be first pitch as we see my main man, Ryan Batchelder, head out to the outfield to grab one loose baseball out there. Leading things off for the Aggies playing second base today will be Owen McKinney. On the mound, batting second will be Kyler Smith. Behind the plate, batting third will be Eric Elias. Parker Sienkiewicz will be starting at first base, batting in the cleanup spot. Behind him, Ryan Bouchon will be playing out left field, batting fifth. Batting sixth, playing center field, Gary Zucker. Batting seventh, playing the shortstop position, is Cole Tillman. Playing third base, batting eighth, is Cooper Scarborough. And playing right field, batting ninth, is the freshman Braxton Bukovich. All right, the meeting of the minds happening right now. We're going to send it out to a break to hear from our friends at Clark Modular Homes and ENS Graphics. When we come back, could be one of those during the national anthem. Could be right ready for first pitch. But as you can see, the pants out there blowing in the wind a little bit. It is a blustery day here. We're going to have some rain rolling through, but it doesn't appear that it's going to be heavy enough to stop play. It is Beal City, Lake City, coming right up here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. This is the Woods Household pregame show live from the Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. And more coming up right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. For over 4 decades, ENS Graphics has delivered confidence, trust, and peace of mind by providing their customers with expert service and using state-of-the-art technology. We all know in sports, what's on the inside counts the most. But when it comes to your business, school, organization, what's on the outside does matter. If your business needs anything printed, ENS Graphics can do it. If you want your club, team, organization to look good, ENS can help with that. They take your vision and make it their mission. ENS Graphics, a proud supporter of the Mid-Michigan community and their local athletes. Visit ENS Graphics at their location down in Ithaca or visit their website at esgraphics.com. ENS Graphics, printing all things physical.
Hey guys, it's Tanya from Clark Modular Homes. I'm here to talk to you today about who we are and what we do. Clark's opened in 1983 and has been centrally located right here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. We have one of the largest display centers with around 12 to 15 homes on display all year round. We have a fully experienced staff. We also have an in-house project manager who can pull our permits and coordinate our job from start to finish. We are proud to have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. We are our own contractor, making it a one-stop shop for you for your home building needs. As the owner would say, we can do it all.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to that action here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Much love going out to Brett and the crew at Woods Household Appliance in Clare, sponsor of our pregame show that at times has been a bit abbreviated here during baseball season. But as I said, scheduled for a 3:30 start. Look down at the computer, look at the iPad controlling everything here with our, broadcast. Well, it's 3:25, but again, They got to get these games in. We've got that weather rolling through. If coaches, umpires, say everybody's ready, let's get rolling 5 minutes early. It's not like these games are the 7 o'clock start. Said if you're a mom and dad, you're probably already on your way here, going to be here very quick. Here comes the first pitch from Kyler Smith. It's going to be over for a strike. 0-1 the count to Mr. Jace Goodrich. Goodrich, the left fielder for Lake City. Digs back in here for the 0-1. Swing and a miss on that one, 0-2. Great location there, low in the strike zone from the sophomore pitcher, Kyler Smith. Younger brother of Caden Smith, who is now starring for Central Michigan University. Smith gets ready for the 0-2. Winds and deals, swing and a miss. Going down on strikes is Goodrich. Quick first out there on 3 pitches. Owen Vanderbrook now stepping up to the plate, the first baseman. A quick 3 strikeout at bat there for Mr. Smith. Winds and deals with the second one. Bender's going to be outside, but chasing it is Vanderbrook. Vanderbrook steps back in. It's 17-7 Beal City versus 7-15 Lake City. Vanderbrook reaches out, doesn't get a lot of contact on that one, coming over from the shortstop position all the way near the third base foul line to make the catch is Cole Tillman. A fantastic catch from the senior there, showing his range from shortstop. Now stepping up is going to be the pitcher, Hunter Atkins. In a windy, blustery day here at Beal City. Smith, curveball is going to be on the inside corner for a strike to Atkins. Much love going out to our sponsors, Clark Modular Homes, Weefrich Financial, The Bird, All-American Grill, Bill's Custom Fab, Barberry Law, Gates Drilling and Service, and our pregame show sponsor, Woods Household. Another curveball really has Atkins fooled there, strike 2. Smith gets out of this here. This will be one of the quickest first innings I've ever seen. And it is over for strike 3. I wish I had the clock started on the stopwatch there, because that is one of the fastest innings you will ever see. A 3-pitch strikeout to Jace Goodrich. On the second pitch, Vanderbrook flies out to the shortstop. And a 3-pitch strikeout to Hunter Atkins. Just like that, the Trojans get mowed down by Beal City. Due up for the Aggies, brought to you by our friends Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, Bill's Custom Fab, and our friends at ENS Graphics and GNS Mechanical. It's Owen McKinney, Kyler Smith, and Eric Elias. Makes me wonder if Kyler Smith could have an even better start to this game, as he'll get a chance to step up to the plate there. And it's got to be one of the easiest innings he's ever had on the mound. I know he's a dominant pitcher all throughout his days as a youngster. But 2 3-pitch strikeouts and then a 2-pitch flyout to the shortstop, that will get it done for Coach Brad Ancliffe. Leading things off will be Owen McKinney. He's playing second base today. Him and Cole Tillman both play up the middle for the Aggies. Can kind of switch from second base to shortstop. And Owen McKinney last year played every position but catcher for Beal City. They had a number of great arms. If it was Blake Walcott coming in from left field, McKinney went out to left field. If it was Jack Fussman coming in from center field, he went out to center field. If Josh Wilson was coming in to pitch from first base, he went over to first base. It was just unbelievable what he was able to do to help this Aggie team on a run to a state championship last year. Back-to-back state champions. Beal City going into the tournament again. If you ask me, that district final with Beal City and Sacred Heart Academy, whether it's baseball or softball, is going to go a long, long way in deciding who will be the state champion in Division 4. A few more warm-up pitches for Hunter Atkins on the mound. Right, he's got some decent size on him. A little bit of gas, but this Beal City lineup is very, very potent. And again, if you grow up at another one of these Highland Conference schools, you just know Beal City, they're dominant in every sport. But when it comes to high school baseball, it's just a little bit different. And a high fly ball to the outfield today is going to be much more difficult to deal with than would have been yesterday or the day before, because the winds are a gusting here at Beal City. I'm guessing 30, 40, 50 miles an hour. So if you're Owen McKinney and you can put a charge into a pitch and send it to the outfield, it's going to make it a very, very tough play, whether it's out in left, whether it's out in center, or whether it's out in right. First one's going to miss. Here comes the 1-0. That's going to miss low as well. 2-0 now, the count to Owen McKinney. comes the 2-0 to the senior all-sports star from Beal City. I was talking about him being the Jan Wander, Lisa Ancliffe scholarship winner. 156 games he had won his varsity career. Add 17 more to that now. That's 173, and it's a 4-pitch walk for McKinney. And putting that senior on first base is very, very dangerous. A big threat to take second base. Kyler Smith now stepping in, batting from the right side, wearing number 1. Beal City out there in the royal blue tops, the white pants. Here comes the steal right away from McKinney. It's not even going to be a throw from behind the plate for Gabe Comp, so an easy stolen base for McKinney. It's going to put a runner into scoring position for Kyler Smith. That first pitch was over for a strike to Hunter Atkins. Showing bunt is Smith. That one's going to miss outside. 1-1 now the count to the sophomore, facing his pitching counterpart. A windy afternoon here in Beal City, as you can hear it. Great bunt down the third baseline. There is not going to be a play for Atkins to send it over. A fantastic play. And then it is going to be a mishap. Coming in to score is Owen McKinney. It is already 1-0 Beal City, and Kyler Smith moves up to second base after the RBI bunt single. Eric Elias now stepping to the plate. Runner in scoring position. We've got a pinch runner coming in for Kyler Smith. Allow the pitcher to get a little bit more rest. It's Wesley Higgins coming in to run for Kyler Smith. He's now out at second base for Beal City, who already leads it 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. It was a very, very quick top of the first inning for Lake City. This one's going to be chopped up the middle. Not an easy play on the coming off the mound for the pitcher. It's over in time for the out. Moving up to third base, though, is Kyler Smith. So ground out to the pitcher there for Elias. Does move up the runner, but I don't think he meant to hit it quite like that, so we won't give him credit for a sacrifice. Parker Sienkiewicz now stepping in, batting from the left side. And first base for Beal City, that's going to miss outside. Higgins with a big lead over at third base. He trots back. Ryan Bouchon on deck. Atkins checks the runner. Comes the pitch, big swing and a miss that time. Sienkiewicz swinging for the fences here, and depending on which way the wind is blowing, you're either going to get a lot of help or it's going to pull that ball back in. Comes the 1-1 to Sienkiewicz. Big lead for Higgins over there at third base. It's going to miss outside. 2-1 the count. Sienkiewicz steps back in. Comes the 2-1. This was going to be sent foul to the backstop. 2-2 now the count for Sienkiewicz. Big lefty steps back into the box. Higgins with that lead over at third base. They're not holding him on at all, and so he's kind of able to just dance away as much as he wants to. Curveball is going to be over for a strike. Checking the swing was Sienkiewicz. He's going to go down on strikes. That was the best pitch we've seen so far from Hunter Atkins, as he got the curveball to break right over and fool the lefty there. Now Bouchon stepping in. Left fielder chance to drive in that run at third base with 2 outs. 1-0 the score here in the bottom of the first inning. Beal City, Lake City. Nice play behind the plate by Gabe Comp to keep that one in front of him. And squirts by him. Higgins definitely coming in to score from third base. Atkins checks the runner, winds and deals. So it's going to be sent out towards right field. It's not going to be an easy play. It'll not get out of play, but there was not a play to be made by Vanderbrook from first base. Count now 1-1 to the senior left fielder. Gary Zucker on deck, the center fielder for Beal City. Behind him, another senior in Cole Tillman here on senior day for the Beal City Aggie baseball and softball team. That one's going to miss outside. 2-1. Trying to frame it behind the plate was Comp. It's a little too far outside there. 2-1 now the count. 2 outs, bottom of the first inning. 1-0 Beal City with the lead. That one's going to miss outside. Now 3-1 the count. Ryan Bouchon should see something to hit here. Some more of our great sponsors. Bryce up to grab. Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. Big swing and a miss that time. JJ Painting and Martinez Lawn Care, Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, Block Electric, The Diner, All Seasons Fireworks, Bryant Family Farms, Pure Plumbing, Isabella Bank, and Hanging by a Thread. This one's going to be given a ride out to center field. Again, with that wind, it's not going to be an easy play. And it is going to get down. I thought it was an amazing diving catch by the center fielder, but he overran it just a bit, and so it's going to be an RBI double for Bouchon. And like I said, that fly ball on most days is probably going to be caught. But with that wind out there, it made it a very, very difficult play. Given it everything he had from the center field position was McLeod, he just couldn't quite catch up to it. Now Zucker up to bat, another runner in scoring position for Beal City with 2 outs. It's 2-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. 1-0 count to the all-sports star Garrison Zucker. Check the runner at second. That one's going to be on the outside corner for a strike. 1-1 to Zucker. And after that walk to McKinney, it's been pretty solid control out there on the mound from Atkins. As I say that, he misses high. I've seen enough high school baseball and high school softball to know if you've got a guy that can throw strikes and you got good defense behind you, you're going to be a successful team. Atkins appears to be able to throw some strikes. Still 2 runs put up by the Aggies here in the bottom of the first. This one's going to be fouled off the backstop. 2-2 now the count to Zucker. Inning started with a McKinney walk. He then stole second base. Was brought in by a bunt single that I given a credit to the RBI for on Kyler Smith. It was more of an error, but in the Spockman box score, Kyler Smith got the RBI. Eric Elias then grounded out to the pitcher, would allow Smith to move up to third base. Sienkiewicz went down on strikes. Then it was an RBI double from Ryan Bouchon. Bouchon's going to take third base. It's going to be fouled off. Hit and run situation there with him and Zucker. Pitch number 6 of the at-bat coming up here for Zucker. 2-2 the count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. 2 runs on the board. As main man Aiden Mandel would say, it's a whole lot of 2s up there. Going down on strikes is Zucker. A big punch out there. But 2 runs do come across for Beal City. Heading to the top of the second inning. Due Up brought to you by our friends at the Isabella Community Sportsplex, a Berry Funeral Home, MMI, and Boomer's Lawn Care. It's Blake Brown, Gabe Comp, and Ethan Brown. 4, 5, 6 coming up next for Lake City here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with more Aggie baseball right after this. Get your yard ready for spring and summer with Martinez Lawn Care. Martinez Lawn Care is scheduling spring cleanups now, along with bush and tree trimming, landscaping needs, and scheduled mowing services. Find Martinez Lawn Care on Facebook or call them at 989-317-5536. Weefridge Financial knows it can be incredibly overwhelming to navigate the world of financial planning. With trusted guidance and easy-to-understand advice, you can feel comfortable in your financial future with Weefridge Financial. Weefridge Financial assists people in all stages of life with a specialization in retirement and investment planning. Experience the power of working with an advisor dedicated to your success. Visit WeefridgeFinancial.com. Visit them in downtown Mount Pleasant. Call or text 989-953-7888. Weefridge Financial, member SIPC. Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Leading off the second inning, I'm pretty sure it is Blake Brown, the shortstop for Lake City, but he's got the jacket on, so I can't see the number, so we're just going to have to go with it here. But I can't blame him for having the jacket on. It is a bit nippy out here at Beal City High School today. That wind is a rolling. Here comes the first pitch from Kyler Smith in the second inning. That's going to miss for a ball. He had, I think, the quickest top first inning I've ever seen. 2 3-pitch strikeouts and then a 2-pitch flyout to get him out of the inning. And 2 runs scored in the bottom of the first. One of them, I kind of want to say by Kyler Smith. It was the pinch runner that came in for him. Count now 2-0 to Brown. And good thing I'm in the press box today because you would not be able to hear me very well if I was not with that wind absolutely rolling. That one's going to be over for a swinging strike. 2-1 now the count. That one's going to be over another strike. Brown being fooled by that one. 2-2 now the count. According to AccuWeather in Mount Pleasant, it says the wind is 15 miles per hour. It's at least double that out here at Beal City. That one's just going to miss the high inside corner. 3-2 now the count. Runs full to Brown, the cleanup hitter for Lake City. 2-0 the score. Top of the second inning. Beal City with the lead here on Senior Day. This one's going to be given a ride towards center field. Again, with that wind, it's not an easy play. Coming in to make the catch from right field is Braxton Bukovich. And that's what I'm talking about, is having those guys out there. All you got to do is throw strikes. The fly ball was not caught by Lake City. It was a bit more difficult than that one, but again, not an easy play out there for Braxton Bukovich. Smith confidence in his teammates on that 3-2, just kind of throw it over the plate. Let his defense make a play behind him. That was just going to miss the outside corner, 1-0 to Comp. And I don't know if the umpires think about it, but I feel like whenever the catcher's at the plate, they probably get a little bit more leeway than everybody else, because there has to be some conversation between the catchers and the umpires. You spend a lot of time in close quarters together out there on the ball field. 1-1 the count, 1 out here in the top of the second inning. That one's going to catch the outside corner. Great job framing it behind the plate from Eric Elias. Looking like Jake Gauthier back there. 1-2 the count, 1 out here. 2-0 Beal City with the lead. Smith winds and deals. He's going to get another punch out. Comp goes down swinging on the outside pitch. Now stepping up to the plate is going to be Ethan Brown. Brown for Lake City is the one guy that I'll throw myself under the bus. I didn't write down his position, so I'll pull that lineup card back up. Big shout out to Brad Antcliffe for helping me out to get both of these lineup cards. Brown's playing second base. Let me strike one on the foul tip there for Ethan Brown. 2 outs, top of the second inning. 2-0 lead for Beal City here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Got more games coming up for you from CMU this Thursday and Friday. Softball action. That one is going to hit the outside corner. Brown didn't want anything to do with it. It's over for a strike, 0-2. Thursday, Sacred Heart Academy hosting Essexville Garber. A 2 p.m. first pitch. He had a little matinee softball. Another strikeout for Kyler Smith, but he's looking like Caden Smith out there as he's got 4 strikeouts through 2. We're heading to the bottom of the second inning. It's 7, 8, 9 due up for Beal City with Tillman, Scarborough, and Bukovich. We'll be back with more Aggie baseball right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. When your team or business needs to look good, don't get left hanging. Call or stop by Hanging by a Thread in Wademan, the official embroiders for the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Hanging by a Thread, a proud supporter of local schools.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes.
Value is not just a price. When you buy something for your home, it's an investment. Knowing that you're getting a great deal and service after the sale is priceless. At Woods Household, we only carry quality products for your home at competitive prices. Furniture that is attractive and durable. Comfortable mattresses that last for years. Flooring that stands up to wear and tear. These are all products that last by trusted name brands like FlexSteel, Serta, Whirlpool, and many more. So shop the Woods way.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We are headed to the bottom of the second inning. A dominant performance so far from Mr. Kyler Smith on the mound. He's got 4 strikeouts through 2. If you add up his total pitches through 2 innings, he's probably under 20 as well. He's done it in a very efficient fashion. Shortstop Cole Tillman leading off things for the Aggies here in the bottom of the second inning. Playing shortstop here in game number 1. More love going out to our friends J&J Auto. Hopefully get a little collision report here from Tillman and our friends at Mount Pleasant Heating and AC. Konowinski Construction, the builders of our Barbary Law Studios. Our friends at Weber Brothers Sawmill, sponsor of the Timber of the Game. Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, sponsor of the Assist of the Game, Drive of the Game. And our friends at ENS Graphics and GNS Mechanical. Oh, what a bunt from Tillman. He caught everybody napping. He is going to be safe down the first baseline. Charging in from third eventually was Curtis Miles. I don't know if that one was called by Brad Ancliffe or if Tillman just saw third base playing back, but he dropped that into an absolutely perfect spot. There was nothing the Lake City defense could do about it with the speed of Tillman. He now has a big lead over at first. Faking the throw back is Hunter Atkins. Cooper Scarborough stepping in, plays third base for the Aggies. He's going to send this one towards third. It's a chopper, not an easy play. It's going to eat up third base and Miles a little bit there. But as you hear me say, if I can't make the play, I'm not ruling it an error in my box score. So it's going to be an infield single there for Scarborough. Moving up to second base is Tillman. Here comes Braxton Bukovich, the freshman right fielder whose experience in baseball is a lot more than you're used to with most freshmen. He shows bunt. Pitch is going to be outside. And the speed Bukovich has, he could definitely drop down a bunt. I know on a couple travel teams he played for, he had a couple out here, even at Beal City, where it's 335 to left center and right center and 350 to center field. This one's going to be fouled back 1-1 now the count. Bukovich looks down the first baseline to Ancliffe. I imagine we're going to see a bunt here again. Playing in at third base is Miles. Playing behind the bag at first is Vanderbrook. Bukovich shows bunt, gets down. Not an easy play for the catcher. Over in time. Nice sacrifice bunt there from Bukovich. He almost beat out the throw as well. The sacrifice bunt is going to move runners up to second and third as the order turns around. And now two runners in scoring position for Owen McKinney, who walked his first time up, stole second base, and came around to score on an RBI bunt single from Kyler Smith. And again, it was kind of an error, but I'm giving Smith the credit. This one's roped down the first baseline, just foul. That one definitely would have brought in both runs there for Owen McKinney. We're here in the bottom of the second inning. 2-0, Beal City with the lead from our Barbary Law Studios. One out, runners on second and third for Owen McKinney. Already scored a run in this game. Atkins wants a new baseball. He gets one. Atkins checks the runner. Winds and deals. That one's going to be in the dirt. 1-1 the count. McKinney throws right, bats left. Again, you heard me talk about it earlier. He can play all over the place. Playing second base today for Beal City. This one's going to be fouled down the first baseline. Bottom of the second inning, 2-0 our score. Beal City with the lead. Kyler Smith already with 4 strikeouts through 2 innings for Beal City. Runners at second and third for the Aggies. McKinney at the plate. So it's going to be a high fly ball. Again, that ball just sticks up in the air and stops. It's a really tough play at second base. It is not going to be caught. I'm waiting for the infield fly rule. They didn't have it. Maybe that's because there was no the force isn't there. The runners at second and third. One run is in. Trying to take third base. Getting caught out is going to be Scarborough. Tillman does come in to score. McKinney ends up at second base. And again, that's one where that's going to be an error in the real scoring column, but I'm giving credit to him for an RBI single, and he ends up at second base. Here comes Kyler Smith to the plate. He's already scored a run as well, struck out 4 on the mound. Start to think about that Zaid Batchelder baller of the game, brought to you by our friends at Weefrich Financial. Kyler Smith making a case for it here already in inning number 2. It is a blustery day here at Beal City. Much love to Kyler Smith's parents who are up here dealing with a little bit of wind because I got the window open and then the camera pointing out there. Smith digs in on the right side, waiting for the first pitch of the at-bat. He's going to send it towards third base. Not an easy play over there. It's fielded cleanly, but the throw is going to be too high. Smith's able to move up to second. McKinney is in for his second run here in the second inning. And I'm going to give credit for another RBI single there for Mr. Smith, who does move up to second base. Miles fielded it in time. Then I think he saw the speed of Smith and rushed the throw a little bit. And usually, if you're familiar with Beal City, you know how big Parker Sienkiewicz is. It's usually about how big of a first baseman you got. Vanderbrook, a much better baseball player than I am, but he's about my stature. And so if you send one sailing, Vanderbrook's going to have to use every inch of his vertical to go up and get it. He wasn't able to there. Thus, 2 runs come across now here in the second inning. It's 4-0. Pinch running in for Kyler Smith once again is going to be Wesley Higgins. They try and pick him off at second base. He dives back in time safely. Check the runner once again. Back in time is Higgins. 4-0 our score here in the bottom of the second inning. Beal City leading Lake City. Elias digs back in on the right side behind the dish today for the Aggies. That one's going to be a curveball. It's going to get over the head of the catcher. Scooting up to third base is Higgins. Higgins kind of dances a little bit of lead away from third base just to see if it gets away from the catcher, and if it did, he would have been ready to zip home. 1-0 the count to Eric Elias. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Elias wants to be very patient at the plate now. Another pass ball could bring in that run from third. Comes a pitch from Atkins. It's going to be in the dirt, swinging, but it's not going to be a foul tip. Coming in to score is going to be Higgins. His second run of the game, pinch running for Kyler Smith. Count now 1-1 to Eric Elias, and a nice manufactured run there with 2 outs for Beal City. Moving from second to third and third to home on pass balls at the plate was the pinch runner, Wesley Higgins. 1-1 the count to the catcher, Elias, as he steps back in. 5-0 the score. Elias, one of the few players without the long sleeves out there today on this cold, windy May day. That one's going to miss high. 2-1 the count to Eric Elias. Elias digs back in. This one's going to be fouled. It's going to get out of play. A run to count 2-2. On deck is Parker Sienkiewicz. He struck out his first time up. Behind him, Ryan Bouchon, who so far had the Gates Drilling and Service, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, drill of the game, or Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game, the hardest hit ball of the double out to right center field. 2-2 the count. 2 outs, bottom of the second inning. Number 22 at the plate even with Eric Elias. You heard me say it one time already, and shout out to Aiden Mandel. A lot of 2s up there. Now 3-2 the count as that one misses. That one's actually going to plunk Elias in the back, and it wasn't a fast pitch right there, and so he kind of turned out of the way for a moment but didn't duck out of the way. Heading down to first base is Mr. Eric Elias. Pinch runner coming in for him now, too, as he plays catcher. Coming in to run for Eric Elias. That 0 out there. Oh, that's going to be Mr. Drew Gross out running for Elias at first base. He's going to take second base. Sienkiewicz swinging at that first pitch to protect the runner. And so moving up to second base easily with the stolen base is Drew Gross. Sienkiewicz behind the count 0-1, but he doesn't mind as he helps that runner move up to second base. Gross with a huge lead out of second. They go to check him. It's going to be a close play, and they're able to pick him off at second base. And so he gets picked off. Sienkiewicz will get another opportunity at the plate when we come back out in the third inning. Heading to the third inning, Beal City leads at 5-0 over Lake City. Kyler Smith has been absolutely dominant on the mound with 4 strikeouts through 2. He's heading back to the hill. We'll be back with more of Beal City baseball right after this here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Clark Modular Homes in Mount Pleasant are a one-stop shop from the buy, the build, and beyond with their fantastic service department. Stop in to see their selection and purchase options today on Pickard Road, or visit them online at modularhomesbyclark.com. Clark Modular Homes, supporting Mid-Michigan youth in and out of the classroom.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant. Good luck to all of our local athletes from Bill's Custom Fab.
The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Coming to you live from our Barberry Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Much love going out to Gates Drilling and Service. Bill's Custom Fab. Waiting for that Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game, but so far it's been the play from Kyler Smith on the mound. He's got 4 strikeouts through 2 innings. More love going out to the Bird All-American Grill, the sponsor of our post-game show. The only place you'll ever find this guy post-gaming is the Bird All-American Grill. Along with our friends at Clark Modular Homes, Weefrich Financial, sponsor of the Zaid Batchelor Ball of the Game, along with Woods Household, our pregame sponsor and our sponsor of the best seat in the house, and that is those umpires out there. And we need more officials. Go get signed up at MHSA.com and click on the Be the Referee tab. First pitch of the third inning is going to miss outside 1-0. Count to Ben Roden, who's the DH for Lake City here today, batting from the right side. This one's going to be fouled to the backstop. Curtis Miles on deck, and Ian McLeod after him. Smith winds and deals. This one's going to miss on the outside. First one that Elias has really let get away from him, and it was pretty far outside, but still kind of kept it in front of him. Been very impressed with Elias behind the plate here this afternoon. And now it's Hunter McDonald behind the plate. Pardon me. But still impressed with my main man, Hunter McDonald. Elias did a solid job out there for the first 2 innings. Next pitch is going to be fouled off. It's going to get over the backstop. Smith back on the hill, 2-2 the count. Roden awaits the pitch. He's going to go down on strikes. It's going to get in the dirt, but McDonald is going to be able to tag him at the plate. And so that is strikeout 5 through 2 1/3 now for Kyler Smith. Now stepping in, the number 8 hitter, Curtis Miles, plays third base for Lake City. Smith, now with McDonald behind the plate. Winds, deals. That one's going to miss. 1-0 the count. That one's going to be over for a strike on the inside corner for Kyler Smith. In a windy day like today, imagine the pitching is even affected a bit here. Couldn't imagine trying to shoot a three-pointer outside today playing some hoops. It'd be really, really tough. That one is low on the outside corner. Excellent location from Kyler Smith. Count now 1-2 to Curtis Miles and McLeod on deck. Curveball just staying alive up there is Curtis Miles. Great job by Miles fouling that one off. You could tell he was fooled by it. He knew it was going to be back over for a strike. So just kind of flailed at it, but was able to get that foul tip. Sometimes that's all you can do with a good pitcher up there is give yourself another opportunity. This one is going to be popped out to right field again. Tough play for Bukovich with this wind out there. He's able to come in and make the catch. Give credit to Miles once again there, fouling off that tough curveball from Kyler Smith, and he's able to put the ball in play. And again, with the wind like today, that's all the Beal City guys have had to do a couple times is put it in play, and it's been a tough play for the Lake City Trojans. Very similar there, but Bukovich is able to get underneath it to make the catch out in right field. Ian McLeod now headed to the plate. Number 9 hitter, he plays out in center field for Lake City. And one of those youngsters that he's up there, he's actually got the hoodie underneath his jersey right now, and I can't blame him a bit because it is a brisk May day here in Beal City. 1-0 the count. This one's just going to be chopped towards the pitcher. It's going to be fair. Not running on it was McLeod, and so a great job by Smith getting to it from the mound. It's just going to be a ground out to the pitcher. If McLeod would have hustled on it, it may have been a close play. But that is going to do it here in the top of the third inning. We're headed to the bottom of the third inning. Beal City already leads at 5-0. We'll see if they can put any more runs on the board here. Due up, it is 4-5-6 with Parker Sienkiewicz, Ryan Bouchon, and Gary Zucker. Back with more Aggie baseball right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes. Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, just like our student athletes, they bring it. If you need sand or gravel, they bring it to you with fast service and a great price. For all of your sand and gravel needs, call Central Michigan Sand and Gravel today at 989-382-7089. Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, a proud supporter of our student athletes competing for their schools. Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning has been family-owned and serving mid-Michigan since 1962. They're dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business. Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning is locally owned and supports our local community. For all of your heating and air conditioning needs, call Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning at 989-772-2881.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on that Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Coming to you live from our Barberry Law Studios built by Konwinski Construction. We are in Beal City today, Thursday and Friday. Weather pending, we will be at Central Michigan University. Sacred Heart softball on Thursday. On Friday, Beal City, Clare softball, two of the top teams in the state as they get ready for playoff action next week. It is going to be extra special. Thursday will also be a fantastic game as well, as Sacred Heart Academy has a great playoff test as they take on Essexville Garber. 1-0 the count to Sienkiewicz. Second pitch is also going to miss. It gets away from the catcher now as well. 2-0 the count. Sienkiewicz takes kind of a, not really a practice swing, just kind of shift of the bat, motioning forward. That one's also going to miss. 3-0 the count. Probably going to see Sienkiewicz take all the way here, try and get that leadoff runner on in the bottom of the third inning. 5-0 our score. 2 in the first for the Aggies, 3 in the second inning. That one will be on the outside corner, 3-1. And it looks like a 2 and a 6 on the board for the Beal City softball team as well, as they're starting things off in great shape over there against Lake City. That one's going to hit the outside corner, 3-2. So with the 3-0 count, Atkins still looking to paint the corner. He's done a nice job running the count back full to 3-2. Sienkiewicz checks his swing there. He'll take ball 4 and head down to first base. Here comes Ryan Bouchon, who had an RBI double his first time up. He was stranded back in the first inning. 5-0 our score. Coach Eubanks now heading out to the bump now. Have a little conversation with Atkins, and it looks like he will come out of the game. We'll have a new pitcher coming in for Lake City, which will allow us to step aside here for a moment and play one of our, a little bit longer commercial breaks as they get ready on the mound. And apologize to any sponsors if we do cut it short here and got to come back. But heading now to the mound is going to be Owen Vanderbrook, back with more Aggie baseball right after this pitching change here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Elevate your banking experience. Isabella Bank is your local banking partner. We understand the importance of personalized service, providing solutions that fit your unique needs. When you bank with us, together we can drive positive change and build stronger communities. Experience banking redefined. Make the switch today and experience banking that goes beyond. Isabella Bank. Local. Growing. Staying. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Bryant Family Farms would like to wish everyone good luck on the field and on the court. Bryant Family Farms offers maple syrup, mums, pumpkins, beef, goats, and fresh cut flowers. With you pick, bouquet arrangements, and subscription flowers. Bryant Family Farms, 3.5 miles south of the casino on South Leeton Road. Visit BryantFF.com or call 989-304-1201. All Seasons Fireworks is a big fan of all the athletes, coaches, officials, and volunteers who make high school sports happen. To make your next event bigger and brighter, stop by All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant. Graduations, birthdays, weddings, or a big win become more memorable underneath a night sky lit up by the magic of fireworks. All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Well, welcome back to it, and it was not Owen Vanderbrook heading to the bump. It is now Damon Bowers on the mound for Lake City to try and deal with this excellent lineup of Beal City. We've got the leadoff runner on, and Parker Sienkiewicz. 5-0 is the score. Right away, it's a hit in between short and third. Single for Ryan Bouchon. You think about that Weber Brothers Sawmill timber of the game. The senior is now 2 for 2 at the plate with an RBI double and a single. Now runners at first and second for Gary Zucker. He went down on strikes his first time up. And Atkins wasn't too bad on the hill. He had struck out 2. There have been a couple errors in the field as well. I imagine, in the official box score, probably 2 or 3 of those runs are earned. This one's going to get by the catcher as Zucker pulls back to bunt. That will allow the runners to move up to second and third. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the third inning. 5-0, Beal City with the lead. Zucker steps back in, batting on the right side, waving that bat over the back right shoulder. This one's going to be roped down the third baseline. That would have been big-time trouble, but it will be foul. 1-1 the count. And with those runners up to second and third, takes the bunt out of play for Zucker. He's now able to swing away and try and drive in a couple runs. That one's going to miss high. Cole Tillman on deck. He had an unbelievable bunt single his first time up. Just noticed third base playing a little off. Perfect location for the bunt. He was able to come around and score. Zucker's going to pop this one up down the third baseline. Again, these are not easy plays with this win. Coming over to make the play from short is Blake Brown. And so pop out for Zucker in a foul territory. The shortstop coming up with it. Cole Tillman now stepping to the plate. Again, with his speed, he is a definite threat to bunt here. And first base, Vanderbrook is playing way, way back. And they're going to have a balk, so the runners are going to come in. Sienkiewicz will come in to score. Moving up to third base will be Bouchon. Balk on the mound being called on Bowers, and so it brings in another run. 6-0 Beal City with the lead. Now 2 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 here in the third. Tillman shows bunt. The ball gets away from the catcher. Nice job by Tillman helping out his fellow senior Bouchon, saying, nope, hold up there at third base. It didn't squirt far enough away. Cooper Scarborough is on deck. He singled his first time up. Behind him is Braxton Bukovich, who had a sacrifice bunt his first time up to move runners from first and second to second and third. 1-1 the count, 6-0 the score. Beal City with the lead, threatening here more in the bottom of the third with that runner at third base. Already one run across. Tillman shows bunt. The ball is going to get away from the catcher. Coming in to score is going to be Bouchon. 2 runs are across here in the bottom of the third inning. It's now a 2-1 count to Cole Tillman, and there is still just 1 out. 3 crooked letters through 3 innings for Beal City. That is what you want if you're Coach Yancliffe. 2 in the first, 3 in the second, now 2 here in the third. A little confusion there for me as I saw Scarborough walking up to the plate and Tillman wasn't up there. He was down talking to Coach Yancliffe on the third baseline. Thought to myself for a second, hang on, what happened there? 2-1 remains the count. Tillman steps back in on the right side. Bender's not going to bend back over the strike zone. 3-1 now the count. Tillman wearing number 11. Awaits the 3-1. He's taking that one all the way. That'll be over for a strike. That'll run the count full. 2 runs already across here in the bottom of the third inning. There's 1 out, nobody on. That's going to miss outside. Tillman's going to get the first walk now for Bowers as he came into the game. Here comes Cooper Scarborough, who's 1 for 1 on the day. He was stranded back in the second inning. Taking second base is Tillman. The throw is not in time. Nice job by the speedy Tillman to take second base. 7-0 our score. Bottom of the third inning. Beal City with the lead. 1 out. 0-1 the count to the sophomore Scarborough. Big swing and a miss. It's going to get away from the catcher, though, which will allow Tillman to take third base. Again, if that's a foul tip, the umpire is not going to allow that runner to take third base. But if you're the catcher behind the plate, with every swing of the bat, it's going to make it that much more difficult for the catcher to be able to catch it and trying to throw that runner out. Curveball is going to stay high. 1-2 the count to Cooper Scarborough. Braxton Bukovich on deck, technically waiting for his first at-bat as he had a sacrifice bunt. This one's going to bounce away from the catcher. Coming in to score is Tillman. And you talk about a manufactured run. Tillman gets on via walk, steals second, gets third on a pass ball, gets home on a pass ball. I believe that was the same thing that happened the last time around in the second inning for Kyler Smith. It's now 8-0, and you start to think about the mercy rule here. If the Aggie boys are up 10-0, here comes a high fly ball from Scarborough. Not an easy play. It's going to get over the left fielder's head. He is able to catch it on one bounce, so Scarborough will stop at second base. If that continued to go up against the wall, Scarborough was going to have a chance possibly for an in-the-park home run, but he's no on with a double. And back to that mercy rules you've heard me talk about a lot this year with our local teams, putting a lot of mercies on other teams. 15 runs in 3 innings, 10 runs in 5 innings. If that is the case, that is it. It's 8-0 right now here in the third. Bukovich shows bunt. A little chopper back to the pitcher with his speed. They will not be able to get him in time. So a sacrifice bunt, now a bunt single for Braxton Bukovich. A fantastic day for the freshman so far at the plate. Moving up to third base is Scarborough, where he's playing in the field today. We're back to the top of the order. We've got a substitution coming in for Owen McKinney. Coming in to hit for McKinney is Blake Walcott. Walcott normally would be in that starting lineup. And the ball is going to get away from the catcher once again. Coming in from third is Scarborough. Moving up to second is Braxton Bukovich. Saying Walcott, starter in most every game for Beal City, but I think with senior day, coming off the bench here in game number 1 and one of the top pitchers, him and Kyler Smith, kind of lead things away on the mound for this Beal City team. That one's going to miss outside to Walcott. Now 2-0. 9-0 the score here in the bottom of the third. 2-3-4 on the scoreboard right now. First inning, second inning, third inning. That one's going to miss. 3-0 the count. Walcott probably taking all the way here. Bukovich dances away from second base. It's going to be on the outside corner for a strike. Walcott waves that bat forward. Awaits the 3-1. That's going to miss inside. It'll be ball 4. Second walk surrendered since Atkins has come out of the game. And in throwing for him has been Damon Bowers. Runners on first and second. Kyler Smith will step back up to the plate. He's already 2 for 2 on the day. I've got him with an RBI bunt single as he looks to put the bunt down here. Goes to the backstop foul. And an RBI single, a bit more traditional in the second inning. His third at bat here in 3 innings. 0-1 the count. And what's funny is he's probably been better on the mound than he's been at the plate, even though I've got him 2 for 2, 2 runs scored and 2 RBI. He has got 5 strikeouts through 3 against this Lake City lineup. And he's yet to have a base runner. That one's going to miss high and inside. Looking for that throw down to third base was Curtis Miles. Staying at second was Bukovich. 1-1 now the count to Smith. This one's going to be hit right off the pitcher, and then it's going to bounce towards foul territory. Oh, man. Kyler Smith with an absolute rope. The umpire asking Bowers if he's okay, and Bowers is a heck of a lot tougher than I am. So I think I would be on the ground crying right now if that one got lined off of me. But he's okay and good to go. Now at the plate with the bases loaded, 1 out is Hunter McDonald. McDonald swinging at the first pitch. It's going to go foul down the third baseline. And McDonald took over behind the plate for Elias. Now taken for him in the batting order as well. We have a pinch runner coming in. Wesley Higgins in to run for Kyler Smith. He's already scored 2 runs for Smith. See if he can make it number 3. The bases are loaded here in the bottom of the 3rd inning for Beal City. It's 9-0. McDonald takes that one. 1-1 now the count to Hunter McDonald. Now digs back in. That one's going to be low. 2-1. Much love going on to our friends, J&J Auto, Mount Pleasant Heating and AC, Conwinski Construction, along with Woods Household, Weefrich Financial, and Clark Modular Homes. Checking the swing that time was McDonald. It's going to be called a strike on the inside corner. That's one that's so close to hitting McDonald, but you got to remember he's kind of leaning out there over the plate. Here comes a 2-2. On the outside corner, they're going to call it strike 3. McDonald isn't a big fan of the call, and you can't really blame him there, but you got to be aggressive at the plate. Heading back up is Parker Sienkiewicz, his second at-bat here of the 3rd inning. He walked and came around to score. Now he's back up with the bases loaded. Strike on the inside corner for Bowers, who might be finding it a little bit here. Bases loaded full of Aggies. They already lead at 9-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. That one's going to miss. 1-1 the count. The Aggies scored 2 in the 1st, 3 in the 2nd. Now 4 are across here in the 3rd. That one's going to miss. 2-1 the count. A lot of runs have been manufactured for Beal City or have been courtesy of a wild pitch or some bad defense out there. 3-1 now the count to Sienkiewicz. Ryan Bouchon on deck, and he's been unbelievable at the plate with an RBI double and a single and a run scored for Beal. Here comes the 3-1. That's going to miss outside to Sienkiewicz. He's going to walk for the 2nd time here in the 3rd inning. Coming in to score from 3rd base is going to be Braxton Bukovich. It is now 10-0 Beal City. The bases stay loaded for Bouchon. The senior is already 2 for 2 on the day with a double and a single and an RBI. He fouls this one off to the backstop. Garrison Zucker on deck. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Might be the only Aggie that's 0 for 2 actually so far. He'd love to have another opportunity here. Bouchon blasts this one out to left field. Again, with that wind, it's not an easy play, but gathering underneath it to make the catch out in left field is going to be Jace Goodrich. And so the Aggies do leave them loaded. However, 5 runs, come across. It is 10-0 Beal City. They're 6 outs away from a mercy, 5 runs away from a mercy here in the 4th inning. Take another break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. But here on Senior Day, it's all Beal City all the time as they look to essentially put the stamp on yet another Highland Conference championship. Back with more right after this here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes. Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, just like our student athletes, they bring it. If you need sand or gravel, they bring it to you with fast service and a great price. For all of your sand and gravel needs, call Central Michigan Sand and Gravel today at 989-382-7089. Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, a proud supporter of our student athletes competing for their schools. Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning has been family-owned and serving mid-Michigan since 1962. They're dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business. Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning is locally owned and supports our local community. For all of your heating and air conditioning needs, call Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning at 989-772-2881.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Our score is 10-0 as Kyler Smith heads back out onto the bump here in the 4th inning. Smith has been perfect through 3. Right now, if you're Beal City, You're not thinking about this game going 7 innings. You got a chance to end it in 5 if you don't allow anything across from Lake City. Showing bunt at the plate is Goodrich. It's going to be fouled off 0-1, pardon me. Vanderbrook, and then we'll see if Atkins is still in the game. Came out from the mound, but we'll still see if he's going to be at the dish or not. Kind of reaching out, fouling that one off as Goodrich. And it will not be Atkins. It will be Bowers hitting the 3 spot as I see him peeking out of the dugout with the bat. Batting from the left side is Goodrich. Now down the count 0-2. Just barely gets a piece of this one to foul it off. 10-0 the score. We're in the top of the 4th inning here on Senior Day for the Aggies. Smith winds, deals another strikeout. That's punch out number 6 through 3 1/3 for Kyler Smith. Stepping up to the plate is Owen Vanderbrook. He flew out to the shortstop his first time up. It was a really nice play from Cole Tillman, showing his range from short all the way near foul territory down the third baseline towards the outfield. Perfect location, low in the strike zone there for Smith. Those are the type of pitches that make me want to call him his older brother, Caden Smith. He's got the very similar motion on the mound, and same with that curveball, swinging and missing. That one is Vanderbrook. Takes me back to my main man, Sean Powers, thinking, yeah, I could hit a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, and me thinking, no, you couldn't, buddy. 0-2 the count. Smith winds, deals. This one's hit over the head, coming from third base, charging in to make the play is Scarborough, trying to scoop it over at Sienkiewicz. And will end up being a single there. It could be ruled an error in the box score. But kind of reaching up over his head and tomahawking that one was Vanderbrook. But, hey, when you go through the first part of the lineup one time, you can't get it done. Maybe just swinging that thing like an axe is the best thing to do. Scarborough on first base, the first base runner for Lake City here in the 4th inning with 1 out. Bowers now stepping to the plate. Took over on the mound in the last inning for Lake City. That one's going to miss outside. McDonald thinks about that throw down to first. Holds off on it. Damon Bowers digs back in. He's going to foul this one off. Completely fooled on that curveball from Kyler Smith there. 1-1 the count. A little confusing there as Blake Brown was kind of heading up to the plate. He was bringing out the glove for Mr. Bowers. Or pardon me, it's not Bowers at the plate. It's still Atkins. I thought I saw 3 over there, but it was 3-1, 31. So Atkins remains in the 3 hole. Big swing and a miss on that one. Bowers now pitching for him. So I haven't looked at Game Changer, but I'm not going to have Atkins as the DH and Bowers pitching for him. 1-2 the count for Kyler Smith. Wines deals. This one's going to be a foul tip. And Hunter McDonald is a lot tougher than I am. That one catches him, but he's ready to go. 1-2 the count after that foul off from Hunter Atkins. About 1 out. Top of the 4th inning. Beal City Baseball leads at 10-0. Back-to-back state champion Beal City Baseball. Hunter McDonald gives a thumbs up to the bench. Umpire's going to dust off home plate here. Smith just kind of checks the defense around him. Sienkiewicz holding Vanderbrook on over at first base. Smith already with 6 strikeouts through 3 1/3. Wants to get that outside corner. It'll run the count to 2-2. Smith struck out 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third. Has already struck out 1 here in the 4th. 10-0 the Aggies lead it. 2-2 the count. This one's going to be chopped towards the mound and first base. Smith does a nice job fielding it. Checks that runner at second. Knows he doesn't have it, so sends it over to first for the out. Second time we've seen Smith field it from his pitching position, doing a fantastic job. Blake Brown now stepping to the plate. 10-0 our score. There's 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. If you're Lake City, though, this might be your best opportunity to get a run across here as you got a runner in scoring position and your cleanup hitter, the shortstop Brown, at the plate. First pitch is going to be over for a strike. Turning up the gas a bit on that one was Smith. 12-0 is the score over on the softball field. So shutouts and double-digit runs already up for the softball team and the baseball team here in Game 1 on Senior Day. That one's actually going to hit Vanderbrook. He's back on the bag. Smith was looking to check that runner. Brown steps back in. Again, I'm assuming it's Brown, number 12, as he's out there in the windbreaker, but I can't break him, trying to break this wind because, it is breezy out there. 0-1, Smith checks the runner, winds and deals. Swinging right through that one was Blake Brown. Now ahead the count, 0-2 is Kyler Smith. Chance to waste one or two here, and with Hunter McDonald looking good behind the plate, probably not afraid to put one in the dirt if you're Smith. Here comes the 0-2. Brown now shows bunt. It's going to go foul, so he's going to be out. Very rarely do you see the bunt out. And that'll do it. That is the third out, and so ground out to the pitcher. And then the rare bunt attempt was 2 strikes. Ends up getting Blake Brown out. Again, I'm really surprised you got the cleanup hitter at the plate. He's down on the count 0-2. You got a runner in scoring position at second base. He decides to try and put the bunt down. It goes foul, thus for out 3. Due Up, brought to you by our friends at Gates Drilling and Service at Bill's Custom Fab and the Bird All-American Grill. It's Gary Zucker, Cole Tillman, and Cooper Scarborough coming up for the Aggies, who lead at 10-0. They've put up 2 in the first, 3 in the second, and 5 in the third. If they put up another 5 spot here in the bottom of the 4th inning, they could walk it off here in the 4th. If not, coming out in the 5th inning, Lake City's going to have an answer for Kyler Smith, which they have not so far. Smith has struck out 6 batters through 4 innings. There's only been 1 base runner, Owen Vanderbrook, and that one, whether it be ruled an error or a single, really tough, but the way Vanderbrook hit the ball was by reaching up over his head and chopping it down to third base. So Kyler Smith, to say he's been dominant here today, would be a bit of an understatement. More love going out to our friends, J&J Auto, Mount Pleasant Heating and AC, Konowinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, ENS Graphics, along with GNS Mechanical, and our friends at Mount Pleasant Public Schools, supporting what we do here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, whether it's an Oiler broadcast or here rocking some Beal City baseball and softball. They are hiring bus drivers. Go to MT Pleasant Schools with an S. That's mtpleasantschools with an S.net to get started. And obviously you'll have that whole summer now pretty much to get paid training and everything to become a bus driver. They've got full Benny's paid training for bus drivers at Mount Pleasant Public Schools. And also need subs, parapros, and all over the place as well. Zucker steps back in, batting from the right side. And as I look through that lineup, Parker Sienkiewicz would technically be 0 for 1, but he's got 2 walks and a run scored. Elias and McDonald would be a combined 0 for 2, but they've got, I guess they don't have a run scored either, but I think Zucker is the only guy who hasn't been on base so far for the Aggies as he steps in batting from the right side. Big part of the state championship football team. The game he had in the state semifinals versus Fowler, all-time performance for the Aggies, what he did offensively and defensively. Think about that run, that catch and run that he had versus Iron Mountain. It's a big part of that run, a big part of the basketball team that went all the way to the regional finals before falling to McBain, coincidentally enough, at Lake City. 10-0 our score, bottom of the 4th inning. Umpires now ready to go as well. Damon Bowers back on the hill for Lake City. First pitch to Zucker is going to be outside. It's going to get away from the catcher as well. Good hustle, trotting over by Cole Tillman to grab that one. 1-0 the count. Again, it's 10-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That one's going to miss inside to Zucker. Senior night for Beal City softball and baseball. Got some cool stuff that we'll be doing after these games in honor of the seniors. 4 bowl squads, I should say, as long as the weather allows us to do so. Your boy will be putting together a nice little video for that tomorrow and Thursday. have it up sometime soon, honoring the seniors here. And big shout out to Coach Fletcher, Brad Ancliffe for inviting me out here, not just do this game, but to do that as well. 3-1 now, the count to Zucker. This big junior steps back in, batting from the right side. That one's going to miss. The leadoff runner is on for Beal City. They scored 5 in the third. If they put up 5 more here in the bottom of the 4th inning, that will do it. But also, even if they don't put up a run, Lake City is going to have to score a run in the top of the 5th. Otherwise, this game will end via a mercy. Whether it's 4, whether it's 5, this one has a chance to be done in a hurry. Steele out towards second, sliding in safely is Mr. Zucker. Zucker, one of those guys, if he gets a good jump out there, it's not really much of a chance you're going to have to catch him from behind the plate. 1-0 the count to Tillman. He had a bunt single and scored a run in the 2nd inning. He walked and scored a run in the 3rd inning. 2-0 now the count to Tillman. Bowers checks that runner, winds and deals. Holding off on that one was Tillman. Comp making sure his gear's good behind the plate for Lake City. Nobody out. Runner on second base. That one's just going to miss high. If you're Bowers, the way this offense is for Beal City, you really want to get that call. 3-1 now the count. Coleman already 2 runs scored on the afternoon. That one's on the outside corner for a strike. I think Tillman frustrated with himself for holding off on that one. Count is now run full. Zucker's at second base. Bottom of the 4th inning. Still nobody out. It's 10-0 Beal City. This one's a rope past third base. It's hit so hard and fielded cleanly in left field that Zucker's only able to move up to third base. So we now have runners on the corners with Cooper Scarborough headed to the plate. Last time he was up, you could say he had a Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, Gates Drilling and Service drill of the game with his double, and he came around to score. Now runners on the corners for Scarborough. A threat to bunt here with his speed as well. Man from the right side wearing number 14, white helmet, blue jersey, taking second base all the way as Tillman. They won't even throw out to second base. They're very familiar with the play that I like to call the Brad Ancliffe. You send that runner from first and second. You tell them, I don't care what you do. Just make sure that runner comes in from third. When I was watching some Sacred Heart Academy softball the other day, Ellery Garver went about 10, 15 feet and just fell down. And again, Traverse City St. Francis was ready for it. They just let her stand up and go out to second base because they wanted to make sure that runner didn't come in from third base. 10-0 the score, count now 1-2. Scarborough swings and misses on that one. A big-time pitch from Bowers to get the strikeout. That's his 2nd strikeout of the ball game. Now here comes, well, it's not going to be Braxton Bukovich. We got somebody coming in to hit for Mr. Bukovich. It's going to be the senior Caleb Leonard. Leonard takes strike 1. His senior, one of the leaders, offensive line, defensive line for the Aggie State Championship football team. Now here on the baseball field, that one's going to get away from the catcher, and they can't actually find it. 1 run is in. Another run coming in to score. Tillman's looking to hustle, and he'll get there. Oh, my goodness. Big-time hustle from Cole Tillman, scoring all the way from second base on the pass ball. He now has 3 runs here in 4 innings, and it's 12-0 Beal City. The bases are cleared as the runners come in from second and third. The count is 1-1 to Caleb Leonard. And now if you're Lake City, you're going to need at least 3 runs in the top of the 5th inning, even if you get out of the rest of this inning cleanly because of that 10-run, 5-inning mercy rule. Go back to the pitcher is going to get away from the pitcher, Bowers. 2-1 now the count to Leonard. Here comes a 2-1. That's going to be on the low outside corner. 2-2 now the count. Digs back in the right side. That one's actually going to plunk him on the elbow, so he'll head down to first base with the hit by pitch. Back to the top of the order, and it's Blake Walcott. And that's how you know you've got a senior superstar. Owen McKinney on senior day starts the game, but only goes 2 at-bats and then comes out of the game. Walcott comes in for him, and I wonder if that was a decision they asked him about. Said, hey, Should we let somebody else get in and get some at-bats? And some kids might want to say, no, I'm a senior, I want to play. But Mr. McKinney says, yeah, let somebody else get in there. Again, I think it's 173 games he's won as a varsity player here at Beal City, concerning football, basketball, and baseball. That's pretty darn impressive. 2-0 now, the count to Walcott. Runner at first base is Leonard. Bit of a generous lead over there. This one's going to be hit towards third base. Not an easy play. It's bouncing. They field it. It's got to be a quick throw over to first base. It's not in time. Great hustle from Blake Walcott to beat it out for the single. So Leonard's on second after being hit by a pitch. Walcott with the infield single. Kyler Smith does remain in the game. He comes back to the plate. I've got him at 3 for 3 on the day. He has struck out, 6 through 4. If we're thinking the Zaid Batchelder baller of the game, brought to you by Weefrich Financial, it's got to be the sophomore. That one's just going to miss on the outside corner. Good movement on that pitch, though, from Bowers. Just could not get it to break back over the zone. Runners on first and second for Smith. He's going to foul this one down the first baseline. Vanderbrook giving chase, but it's going to get out of play. Whole lot of ones on the board right now. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 12-0 is the score. If Kyler Smith sends one out here or has an in-the-park home run, that would do it. As I say that, he ropes one out to right field. Not an easy play. It's going to get down for a hit. And out there in right field is Corbin Bisball. And that kind of went up on him, went back, drifted this way, drifted every which way, and eventually got down in front of him for a hit. But as you've heard me say, with that wind out there, it's not an easy play, as my main man Ryan Batchelder retrieves the bat for Kyler Smith. And a big-time hustle from Wesley Higgins out of the dugout to be another pinch runner for Kyler Smith. Higgins has already scored 2 runs for Smith, who now has, I've got him for 4 hits on the day. RBI, bunt single, RBI single in the second, and then 2 singles here in, another one in the second and 1 here in the 4th. It's 12-0 Beal City. The game-winning run, the game-winning mercy run is at first base. Hunter McDonald is up with another opportunity with the bases loaded, and the scoreboard is off over at the softball field, so I'm assuming that one is already done via a mercy. 1-1 now the count to Hunter McDonald. Big swing and a miss for McDonald on that one. Might have been a foul tip. 1-2 now the count. Parker Sienkiewicz on deck. He struck out in the first, walked in the second. He walked twice in the third. Actually came around to score 1 run. That one bounces up there. 2-2 now the count to Hunter McDonald. McDonald sends one to the gap here with the speed of Wesley Higgins. Could end it here in the 4th inning. It's 12-0 Beal City with the lead. That bender is going to stay high. Full count now to McDonald. Sophomore righty digs back in. That's actually going to plunk him in the back, and so it's going to be a hit by pitch. Coming in to score from third is going to be Caleb Leonard. Moving up to third is going to be Walcott. Moving up to second is going to be Higgins running for Smith. Moving up to first is going to be Hunter McDonald. We'll have Drew Gross come in and run for McDonald. Sienkiewicz chance to end the game here with a hit to the outfield, and we may have another pitching change here with Lake City as Coach Eubanks is headed out to the bump. 13-0 is the score here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Beal City all over Lake City. It's been the type of game where I don't think the pitching has been absolutely terrible for Lake City, but they have walked a few batters, and there's been a few errors behind them as well. Again, the Spockman box score is not going to have a whole lot of errors in it, but if you looked at the game changer box score, what will be the official box score, there's probably 4, 5, 6 errors out there for Lake City. That's been a big difference in the game for Atkins and Bowers on the bump. 13-0 the score. Sienkiewicz stepping back in, batting the cleanup spot here in senior day. Pops this one down the third baseline. Again, with that win, it's not going to be an easy play. It drops into fair territory. Scooting up to third base is Higgins. Coming in to score is Walcott. It's trouble. It is trouble out there with the win. RBI single for Sienkiewicz, and the runners continue to move up. He's now at first. At second is Gross running for McDonald. At third is Higgins running for Smith. And Bouchon, what a day he's had. He is 2 for 3 with an RBI, double, a single, and a run scored. A chance to end it here with that game-winning run at third base for Beal City. Chance to go for the mercy here in 4 innings. It is 14-0 Aggies. 2 in the first, 3 in the second, 5 in the third, and now 4 here in the fifth, threatening to score the game-winning run. Nice job by Gabe Comp keeping that one in front of him. 2-0 the count to Bouchon. On deck is Zucker, who led off the inning, but it looks like he could have a pinch hitter coming in for him. This one's going to be hit up the middle, and that'll do it right there. Higgins comes in to score the game-winning run. 15-0. The Aggies victorious over Lake City. We're going to send it out to our Bird. Well, we're going to send it out to a break, and then we'll have our Bird All-American Grill postgame show when we come back. What a dominant performance from the Aggies, and the way they manufactured runs in particular. There was only a few hard-hit balls, only a few Bills custom fabrications of the game, drives of the game, brought to you by Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, Gates Drilling and Service. We'll talk about it all when we come back here on the Bird All-American Grill postgame show. 15-0. The Aggies a winner over Lake City. Back to wrap it up right after this.
GNS Mechanical in Wademan offers service and installation on everything for your home and business. From a simple filter replacement to furnace, central air service, and install, geothermal, and walk-in coolers and freezers. If you have a need, GNS Mechanical has a solution. Learn more at gnsmechanical.com or call 989-644-2106.
Pure sportsmanship is the most important thing in high school sports. When it comes to your home or business, Pure Plumbing just might be the most important thing. If your plumbing isn't Pure, don't worry, no one needs to see the other angle. For Pure Plumbing, call 989-644-8928 or visit mipureplumbing.com. Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top-quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher's Day or give them a call at 989-317-8582. Welcome back to it one more time here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Yeah, the window is closed now here at the press box. You don't hear that wind ripping back in anymore. 15-0 our final. The Beal City Aggies now 18-7 on the year. Oh, boy. Yeah, there's other teams that are going to have something about it when it comes to the MHSA playoffs for Beal City and Sacred Heart. Vesterberg, a really, really strong team that will be in the district with both the Aggies and Beal City. But when it comes to, baseball and softball, boy, there is a chance for some possible big-time games going down when it comes to Beal City and Sacred Heart Academy in their districts as they share districts this year. And I'm actually going to pull things up here on the screen and kind of so everybody can see it. We'll send it back off to the computer here for a moment. But this is what's coming up with Beal City Sacred Heart Academy softball districts. Next Tuesday, Beal City will take on Coleman at Sacred Heart Academy in baseball action. I will be there for that game. The winner of that game will take on 6-17 Montebella. On the other side of that baseball bracket is 5-14-1 Vesterberg and 25-5 Sacred Heart Academy. So things are lining up for that possible Beal City Sacred Heart Academy district final matchup coming up, not this Saturday, but next Saturday in baseball action. In softball, I'm really excited because things are going to be Friday for softball action. You've got 22-5 Vesterberg taking on 2-22 Montebella. The winner of that game will take on now the 27-6, I believe, Beal City Aggie girls. On the other side of that bracket is 22-5 Sacred Heart Academy, 14-16 Coleman, and a good 14-16 Coleman. And they've got losses to like Breckenridge, Sacred Heart, Vesterberg, and you see their records up there on the screen as well. And so an absolutely loaded district for softball with Vesterberg, Beal City, and Sacred Heart Academy, 3 teams that are all going to be ranked in Division IV come playoff time. A little bit different with baseball. The 2 teams with winning records, it's Beal City, it's Sacred Heart. And the awesome news, we're going to be able to call both of them. And again, much love going out to all of our other schools, Shepherd, Clare, Ithaca, Mount Pleasant, in particular softball, all of those teams have a chance to win a district championship. When you got these two ultra-local schools ready to battle it out, I think we're definitely going to have to be there. So that's a look at what's coming up for the districts for baseball and softball as we close things out here on this broadcast on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Kind of last thing to do is talk about the Zeta Batchelor Baller of the Game, brought to you by our friends at Weefrich Financial, along with the Bill's Custom Fabrication of the Game, Gates Drilling and Service, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, Drill of the Game, and our Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the Game. Hardest hit ball of the game was either Scarborough or Bouchon's double. The double coming from Ryan Bouchon was in the first inning, and in the second inning is when it happened for Mr. Scarborough. So you think about the Weber Sawmill Timber of the Game, the drive of the game, brought to you by Mumford Oil and Gas, or the drill of the game, brought to you by Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, Gates Drilling and Service, and having a tie between Mr. Scarborough and Mr. Bouchon, along with the Bill's Custom Fabrication of the Game, and the Zade Batchelor Baller of the Game. That is going to Mr. Kyler Smith. He reached base all 4 of his plate appearances. Could call it an error in the first inning. I gave him credit for an RBI bunt single. He then had an RBI single in the second inning. Wes Higgins came in to run for him and scored 2 runs in those innings. Then he singled and was stranded in the end of the second inning, in the third inning and the fourth inning. He went 4 for 4, but what might have been more impressive was his 4 shutout innings going up against Lake City. The only single he allowed was kind of a fluke single to Owen Vanderbrook. Otherwise, he would have been perfect through 4. He struck out 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and 1 in the fourth. Kyler Smith, our Zeta Batchelor Baller of the Game, brought to you by our friends at Weefrich Financial. Chris Bachman signing off until Thursday, when we will be live at CMU for some Sacred Heart Academy softball action as they take on the Essexville Garber Dukes. And Friday, what a matchup it's going to be. 27-1 Clare versus 27-6 Beal City on the softball field. Those two teams will also be battling on the baseball field. We'll have some updates from there as well. Chris Bachman signing off. The Beal City Aggies a winner, 15-0 in 4 innings. Kyler Smith, our Zade Batchelor Baller of the Game.